I have tested practically every AI UGC tool you've ever heard of, plus a few you definitely haven't, to find out what delivers real results in 2025. We are cutting straight to the chase today because there is simply no time for fluff when scaling content. We will walk through Creatify, Hunen, Make UGC, and Arcades before I show you the one tool I actually trust to fuel my entire content engine. I'm even going to demo a couple of essential workflows lifestyle so you can immediately feel how the process works in a real-life scenario. All right, let's jump right in and kick things off with Creatify. Creatify stands out as a very solid and surprisingly balanced choice, especially if you are running a Shopify store or heavily involved in dropshipping. The key strength they bring to the table is offering you a wide variety of quality avatar options without immediately demanding a huge budget. Their free tier is pretty decent for dipping your toes in, letting you test out about 2 videos every month. Stepping up to the starter level unlocks around 20 avatar videos monthly, and crucially removes those annoying watermarks. That 20 video capacity feels realistic for anyone beginning to pump out UGC-style ads and efficiently repurpose content across different platforms. They are also quite generous with their 2-minute maximum length, which is perfect for those slightly longer review pieces or detailed explainer content. In terms of pricing overall, Creatify is genuinely very pleasant for anyone just starting out in the space. Their more advanced tiers include benefits like more avatars, much faster render times, and even product-in-hand avatars. That product holding feature is a massive time saver when you absolutely do not want the hassle of shipping physical samples to various creators. The main drawback is that some of the resulting avatars can still come across as a little too generic or artificial. You will often find yourself needing to export those files into software like CapCut or Premiere for that final layer of polish. But considering its very accessible price point and that great product holding feature, Creatify is a supremely practical option for budget-minded sellers. Moving on now to our second tool, Hunen. This platform has become a real favorite within the B2B and the SaaS marketing sectors because its avatars are incredibly polished and presentation ready. If your need involves creating help guides, official product announcements, or professional on-camera training material, Hunen truly excels. The voices and the avatars they generate sound exactly like high-quality TV-level presenters delivering clear information. They nail the clarity and maintain an exceptionally professional tone throughout any given piece of content. But, and this is a significant hurdle for the e-commerce world, that very high polish can actually become a major negative for authentic consumer-facing UGC. The avatars often feel too corporate, taking on the persona of a polished spokesperson, which completely kills the needed authenticity for TikTok or native Instagram Reels. Their pricing structure is comparable to Creatify, but their plans are generally angled more towards established teams and larger enterprise clients. They do offer custom avatar creation and options for very high-resolution exports, which is great for internal materials. For internal marketing walkthroughs, complex SaaS demos, or serious internal training modules, Hunen remains absolutely top tier. But if you need that raw, instantly relatable UGC that needs to feel like a genuine friend talking on screen, Hunen is often just way too overcooked. Now, let's talk about Make UGC, a company I have a real sense of nostalgia for in this space. They were among the earliest players to really push the concept of product-holding AI avatars, and were laser-focused on that initial dropshipping wave. However, as time progressed, their pricing tiers started drifting upward, without their avatar quality making a significant enough leap to warrant the extra cost. Their entry-level starter plans are notably pricey when compared directly against their current competitors in the market. Furthermore, crucial features like that coveted product-in-hand capability are frequently locked behind those much higher tier paywalls. If you are in a phase of hyperscaling and have a substantial budget allocated, Make UGC absolutely can fit into your stack. But for the majority of creators and smaller brands just getting started, it often just becomes an expensive detour into the exact same editing hurdles you could solve cheaper elsewhere. Arcades is another major competitor you will certainly hear mentioned frequently in these discussions. Here's the quick, unfiltered take. Their avatars possess some of the absolute best mouth-syncing and subtle facial micro-expressions I have personally witnessed. If you are hyper-focused on realism down to the tiniest lip movement, Arcades is undoubtedly an impressive technological achievement. The recurring sticky issue, however, revolves around both price and overall accessibility, as they tend to bury their pricing tiers deep within their site. Unless you happen to be a very large brand or someone whose entire campaign hinges on achieving that extreme millimeter of fidelity, Arcades is usually massive overkill for the average creator. Plus, let's be honest, most casual viewers scrolling through TikTok or Instagram simply will not notice that minute level of difference. The return on investment for that ultra-high fidelity tech rarely ever justifies the expense for smaller content producers. Okay, that officially covers the competitive landscape we are currently facing in the market. Now, let me finally pivot and show you Vizard, and clearly explain why this is the one I genuinely recommend for creators aiming to scale publishing significantly. The primary strength Vizard possesses is its specialized ability to ingest long-form content and instantly transform it into consistent, perfectly formatted short clips ready for posting. This is not just some passing gimmick. This is genuine automation that legitimately saves me several hours every single week. There are 3 core features that truly matter most: auto-editing viral clips, the auto-schedule function, and the integrated content calendar. But please do not make the mistake of thinking that's all the platform is capable of. Those 3 are merely the foundational backbone of the system. Let's look at auto-editing viral clips. Vizard intelligently analyzes your long video to locate those high engagement moments immediately. It specifically targets strong hooks, emotional turning points, powerful callouts, and any short attention-grabbing snippets for quick consumption. The real magic is that it doesn't just blindly chop the video at random spots. It prioritizes segments that have historically performed well across the board. It then hands you several different clip variants, so you have options ready to A/B test your captions and your creative hooks. Next up is auto-schedule, which is an absolute game changer for time management. Instead of exporting clip after clip and then manually pushing them live, you set your desired posting frequency, and Vizard queues everything up automatically. This system allows you to focus entirely on your overarching content strategy instead of constantly babysitting the upload process. The content calendar feature ties everything together neatly, centralizing your scheduling, edits, captions, and cross-platform publishing in one single location. You can easily tweak an exported clip, quickly swap out a thumbnail, or pause any upcoming post without needing to jump between 5 different applications. Now compare this workflow to Creatify and Hunen. Creatify is excellent for generating that initial ad-ready footage when you need on-screen talent. But Creatify does not solve that grueling post-production grind of chopping up hours of live streams or long interviews into usable, repurposable microclips. Hunen, on the other hand, absolutely nails those highly polished, professional on-camera presentations, but it still isn't focused on the actual pipeline of scaling content clips. Make UGC and Arcades both lean heavily into the area of generating in-video talent, with Arcades charging a premium for that absolute peak realism. Vizard actually complements these tools beautifully because you can absolutely use a Creatify avatar or a Hunen clip inside Vizard's pipeline. You then let Vizard slice, automatically caption, and schedule those assets for you across all platforms at an incredible scale. Let me briefly walk you through the simple, actual workflow I personally use every single week to manage my content. Step 1. I record a substantial piece of content, usually a live stream or an interview, lasting anywhere from 40 to 90 minutes. Step 2 involves uploading that raw, unprocessed file directly into the Vizard system for analysis. The AI immediately analyzes everything and then generates between 20 and 60 potential clip candidates, which are helpfully tagged by type. These tags might include labels like hook, tip, reaction, call to action, or even a particularly funny moment. Step 3. I simply go through the list, select the absolute best 10 clips, tweak any necessary captions, and select the correct platform formats. Once finalized, I hit the schedule button, and Vizard automatically reformats the exact same clip into both vertical and square versions for different channels. Step 4 closes the loop. It posts everything across the designated platforms according to the calendar, and then reports back the engagement data for optimization. When you follow this system, you are drastically reducing your manual editing time from several hours down to mere minutes. Because Vizard's AI engine specifically prioritizes those more viral-friendly elements, you are no longer making blind guesses about what content choice to feature. You are essentially making data-driven clip selections every single time you go through the curation process. Now for a couple of practical notes, because you should always finalize the product. I still recommend doing one quick manual pass, maybe in CapCut, just to inject your specific brand colors or add a very specific, unique thumbnail. The entire point here is that you should never have to completely rebuild the editing wheel from scratch on every single clip. Vizard handles the immense heavy lifting of the initial, time-consuming assembly process. Let's talk honestly about the limitations and the necessary trade-offs across all these different tools we reviewed today. If your primary goal is achieving truly raw, immediate human authenticity, like a real micro-influencer giving candid, unscripted opinions, nothing will ever beat hiring actual creators on camera. These AI avatars are phenomenal utilities, but they are absolutely tools, not total replacements for human connection. If your specific brand mandate requires ultra-high-end, cinematic human faces for a major premium campaign, Arcades or dedicated custom human shoots will still take the lead. And if your niche demands immaculate, formal corporate training videos, Hunen's polished presentation will almost certainly remain your best strategic bet. Where Vizard truly shines brightly is right there in the middle path, serving creators and small teams who produce a lot of long-form content. It empowers you to scale your short-form presence consistently without forcing you to immediately hire an entire internal mini-studio staff. It manages to be both significantly cheaper and substantially faster than continually ordering bespoke UGC content at a high scale. Crucially, it maintains that native and timely feel of the content, while also offering that invaluable data feedback loop for faster iteration. The auto-scheduling combined with the calendar ensures you can finally achieve the consistency that is the single most important factor for growing any channel. Here are a couple of essential pro tips if you want to begin testing this workflow for yourself right away. Always upload the highest quality audio and video sources you possibly can, because AI can do wonders, but garbage in is an immutable law of garbage out. When you are recording, use very clear verbal chapter markers, like saying tip 1 out loud, as this significantly helps the AI chunk the content more accurately. Also, try to repurpose one single strong long video into an entire theme series, which helps build topical authority across multiple posts. Avoid just scattering random clips everywhere. Build a cohesive narrative across your publishing schedule. To wrap up the tool comparison with final thoughts, if you are on a tight budget and just need simple, avatar-based advertising content, Creatify remains a very practical choice. If your world requires that specific, immaculate corporate polish or specialized internal training video, Hunen is definitely going to be your perfect solution. If sheer realism is your primary obsession and budget is not a major constraint, Arcades presents an impressive technological feat. Make UGC still holds those strong niche roots in the dropshipping world, but their current price-to-value ratio can often feel imbalanced for new starters. But Vizard, that platform is designed for creators who are already publishing long-form content and desperately need to scale their short-form output without becoming a full-time editor. It is hands down the single most useful utility tool currently available in the modern content creation stack. Vizard is not attempting to replace human creators. Rather, it exists to empower those creators to publish significantly more content, much faster and with greater intelligence. If you are interested, I can certainly create a dedicated step-by-step video showing a raw 60-minute stream turn into 30 ready-to-post clips in a single session using Vizard. I can then follow that up by showing the actual scheduling interface and the analytics tracking so you can tangibly see the return on investment. Drop a comment below and let me know which type of long video you want me to process next. Perhaps a podcast episode, a deep product demo, or a recent live stream. Once you tell me, I will break down that entire end-to-end transformation workflow for everyone to see. All right, that officially concludes this comprehensive roundup of the current AI UGC tool market. Please hit that like button if you found any part of this deep dive genuinely helpful to your strategy today. And make sure you subscribe if you want to see more detailed walkthroughs where I actually demonstrate the complex processes live. I look forward to seeing you and showing you the next big workflow in the very next video.